for your survival. Here's the strategy that we implement using your subscription with keepingcurrentmatters.com. First, a disclaimer. We're not affiliated, associated, authorized, endorsed by, or any way officially connected with keepingcurrentmatters.com. Now that we got this out of the way, let's get started. Now I want to ask you a question. Why you should blog? This is very important for you to understand why you should be blogging. It's because you want to focus very intently on your local audience. The best real estate blogs and websites are the ones that answer the questions that their customers have. If you're consistently creating content, you are establishing authority, and that's the main reason why you should blog. People out there are asking questions. How do I sell my house? How do I buy a house? What kind of credit do I need to buy a house? All those questions need to be answered, but they don't need to be answered from a national point of view. Basically, you have to answer these questions for them within a local community. This is the reason why the blogging platform is very important for your business, because you want to be the answer for them, utilizing your blog, and they will trust you for it. I hear this complaint all the time, but I can do this. I sell houses at the same time, and I don't have the time to write blogs. And this is a very big problem for every one of us, because if you want to run a successful blog for real estate, but you cannot find the time to do any of the work, you're setting yourself up for failure before you even began. You have to create a system for yourself. But you better be putting stuff, you better be putting content in your blog, because otherwise you're going to be ignored. As a matter of fact, this is the main reason why you should be blogging, is to sell houses, because if you don't blog, in a few years you won't have no houses to sell. You should 10x your blogging strategy with your own KCM subscription, converting it to a local information depot, and this accumulates over time. The more you put, the better for you, because as the years pass, and all the information that you put on your website and your blog is going to get bigger and bigger and bigger, and this can literally be thousands of dollars for you in new customers, new leads, and new transactions in the future for you. Another reason why you should be blogging is because you want to create a local authority with your blog, with your services, with your own brand, and you as the main person doing it. Because the ubersizing of real estate agents is coming, we cannot ignore that. We know that there are several companies with millions and millions of dollars that are basically disrupting our industry and trying to make us extinct. They're going to bypass us. They're going to bypass all real estate agents going directly to the consumer. And the reason why you should be blogging is because you're going to create enough authority on a local level to matter to the people out there. Because most people that are looking for real estate help, they need a human touch. They need that human intervention, someone who cares for them. And the only way that you can pass that information to them, the only way you can make them feel that you care for them, is by using your blog. Because your blog is the way how you're going to communicate with them. Remember, to be the top dog, you need to do more what others are willing to do. So now we're going to analyze how to use your KCM subscription and personalize it even more. Keeping Current Matters is really a great service for all of us because they have great content. So what we're doing is we're curating this content and we put it on our own blogs under these 5 steps. Number 1, you have to have a purpose, and that's the reason why I was mentioning earlier. Why do you need to blog? But the purpose on this, it's more specific. The purpose will be that you need to have a landing page, one web page on your website that answers a problem that the people in a local level have, the questions that they're asking. So you want people, and you want to direct the people to this web page inside your website And that is the purpose why you're going to be blogging. Then number 2, you're going to curate the content from Keeping Current Matters, and you're going to create something to point a link, a direction to this web page that you have the answer for the problems. You're going to introduce it, number 3, locally as a new content. Even though Keeping Current Matters comes in a national level, you're going to change it to something that is local, but not just something to something that's really local, but something that has a purpose for you. And we're going to get into that in a minute. After you do all this, you want to share it with everybody, because you want everybody to know about this, especially your audience, especially your past customers. You should be sending emails with your last or the most recent blog post that you have. This is the new content that you should be sharing with them. And then number 5 is basically rinse and repeat. You got to keep doing this. Blogging is not just a one-time event. It's a change of strategy that you need to implement in a business for it to grow. And it takes dedication, discipline, and you got to keep doing it and doing it and doing it. Number 1, you need to have a purpose. This is what I was talking about. That you need to pick a principal page, because what you focus on, it expands. The principal page is basically one page. You need to pick a principal page that answers a question that customers are asking for. And I'm going to show you an example. So here's an example of a principal page. So basically, it is not only the city that I am trying to go after, but it's also the neighborhood. And this is something that is very important for me, so I can connect with people on that neighborhood with my post. So it's a simple way for people to land to, and then once they land, they can actually start looking for homes in that area. So I'm giving information specifically from one single neighborhood. So the 10,000 feet view is basically your principal page has to be the principal part of your blogging strategy. I want people to go to my principal page so they can sign up, so they can become a lead. Your principal page is just one post. It should be one main post. It's something that you don't do this too often. Basically what you do is you are doing a principal page to bring people to that page so they can sign up for you. So that principal page has to have all the information that you need in order to convince them that they should sign up with you. Now, using your KCM blogging together with what you need to do with your own blog is the main post, and this is what we're going to be talking about, and this is actually the service that is being provided for you. Writing main post. What is a main post? Let me give you an example of it. Okay, the main post is basically that you are taking the information from KCM. This is from your own blog with KCM. This is why you're subscribing with KCM, and you put it in between an intro and an outro. And this is the source. Basically, your KCM blog is basically the source. This is what you're copying. This is what you're subscribing with Keeping Current Matters. So you're taking this, you put it in the middle, you put in an intro, but the most important thing, in the title, you need to put what you're blogging about. So this is not a national level. This is about one neighborhood. So this is content for that neighborhood, and this is why Google loves it. And from this main post, you're going to have a link. And where is the link going to go to? Exactly, to your principal page. But that is not everything you're going to do, because we also want to make sure that main post we just wrote is going to be helped, and it's going to be noticed by Google. It's going to be noticed by everybody, and that's why we put soldier posts. These are different types of posts about the same subject that are pointing links to your main post, and the main post is pointing a link to your principal page. So this is how we're going to be able to come up with a strategy, how to rank those posts as quickly as possible, and how to put yourself as the authority for a single place or a single keyword on Google. So a great place to put a soldier post will be basically Facebook. You know, this is a great example. So you're going to put a Facebook post about the main post that you wrote, and this is how it looks. And obviously it's going to have the links. This is the link to the main post. Another one that we use is Pinterest. So you put a link to the post on Pinterest, and it's going to have a link pointing to the main post, and therefore it's going to go to your principal post. We use ActiveRain for a supporting post, the same thing. This is an abbreviated version of the post, always having a link to the main post. So all this works in conjunction to what I was just saying. You sending an army to kill your competition on Google. So the final version of your strategy is basically this. You're going to have a main post in the middle. This is what you're going to be writing. This is what you are going to have if you choose this service. That post is going to have a link to your principal page, and we're also going to put all this soldier post around it pointing to the main post. A simple blogging strategy. First of all, you identify your principal post. That's the need, the question, the pain, and this is on your site only one time. This is your landing page. Number two, you need to put main posts and supporting posts in a frequent basis. You need to send a link to the principal post. You need to educate people with your principal post and your main post. You need to be frequent. It needs to be in your site 10 times, 20 times, 30 times. When you do this, you also recruit soldier posts to make sure that everybody knows that you're writing this. And the most important thing is YouTube, which the services include one video of the main post every time they do one session. Facebook, LinkedIn, SlideShare, Pinterest, all those soldier posts has to be part of the information that you're sharing with your people. And then socially, you have to share with everybody else. You want people to notice this. Very easy to understand. Your main post, you're going to have a title with a local flavor. You're going to have an intro that is pre-written to match your principal page. You're going to have the KCM post in the middle. You're going to have an outro for people to call you, whether it's going to be a phone, email, and that's the call to action. You know, whether it's going to be a lead sign up or anything that you put on each post. Your supporting posts, they are smaller versions of the main post. You're going to have one, for example, in ActiveRain, Facebook, LinkedIn, and they're all going to point a link to your main post. And the supporting post, which is the soldier post that I call. Facebook, Google+, LinkedIn, Twitter, MySpace, Pinterest, all of them have a link pointing to your main post. And the video is huge because not only you're bringing a video about the post that you wrote, the main post, but at the same time you're creating establishing more authority using videos on your own YouTube channel. So one video is going to be created for each main post that is pointing to your principal page. So if you sign up for this service, you will get on a monthly basis 4 main posts. You're going to have a total of 8 supporting posts. You're going to have a total of 40 soldier posts, and 4 videos will be created, 1 for each main post. That is what you need for your blogging success. So if you're ready to get started, spark your real estate blog and sign up with Blogging for Me. Thank you.